Got 90% in the Mach-E. Gonna be my first trips in it. Let me see. Just turn the clock on. Oh shit. Gotta have this motherfucker plugged up, boy. You gotta have it plugged up. That's connected. And dude, they finally came and got their pole stars. The dude came and knocked on the window when I was fucking with this shit. He asked me if I unplugged. I said, yeah, it was already charged up. They're not supposed to hog the charger like that. If it's already charged up, it's supposed to move around. I have no more pole star. I'm in the Mach-E, so we'll see how it goes. It says 87%. But I got a different camera holder for the front. It's hanging off it's suction cup to the mirror. With the magnet holding that bitch now. There's a magnet holding that hole. With the little piece of metal on the back of it, and I put it in between the case and the phone. Man, it's nothing shaking over here. Let me see. So. %, 254. Since further back, you see more of me messing my face. See how close this motherfucker scoots up. Oh man. Damn. Shit. Oh man. Hell no, I can't drive like this. Let me mess with something else up here. General display. Ambient light. Let's see. It's going slow as fuck. Yeah, 2 kilowatts.
Be right there.
Put my dad on bridal feels a little too.
Be there in just a sec.
Cristobal,
Yes, sir.
thanks for waiting. Sorry
Oh,
about
no
that.
problem.
So much. I apologize for.
That's all right. That's my duty.
Appreciate it.
No
So,
problem.
I was talking to Grace. You know what? She has a fuck ton in her territory?
What?
Co-ops.
No.
Because she's all rural.
Yeah, let's go.
She was like, "Do you have Demco?" And I was like, "Yeah, we're already talking to him."
Fuck yeah, there we go.
And
Love
she
it.
does photography. We talked for like an hour and a half.
No.
So I was like,
Oh, that's awesome.
I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm your."
Look at that. That's
I'm your
fantastic. There we go.
person.
Done, and done. Love it.
But she's like, I've been searching for like a point of view, like processes. Like I have none of that ammo. And I was like, oh, we have an entire co-op practice.
She was like, ooh, I
She
like
was
that.
like,
right?
oh my
Yeah,
God.
That's awesome. Oh yeah, no, we can kick the shit out of that. I like that.
That was a good conversation too with Jake there at the end. Like he's in.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, listen, I'll be the one working deals with your team. Like, I understand that it's like starting off, it's a low trust thing, and like we're gonna have to take our time and really explain things. And we're like, we're cool with that.
Yeah, Jake is awesome. Yeah, feedback I got from everybody was like really, really good overall. Like everybody's excited. I was trying to figure out, because when we were doing this, I was trying to look at how to position as we described, because the people that are already converted, they're already converted, so that's easy. But then how about everybody else? And so Jordan, I was just saying goodbye to him, was like, you know, I think Brian Skorker was like, yeah, you stood out, you guys stood out, you get it, right? And like Jordan was like, yeah, you're converting people. Right. So I'm seeing the feedback of like, yeah, this is good. Sophia is like super excited to work with us.
She's
like,
gonna be great.
Yeah.
I mean,
I spent like an hour with her today. It was like, whoa, I like her background, Cuban, all that stuff. So it was pretty awesome.
We hit it off. Like within an hour of bringing her the op, we had the prep call set up. We had Lucian in. We had Ray in.
Oh yeah, she
like,
must be in love with that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
I showed her. Hey, here's a breakdown of the process. This is what I think. This is all in. Like probably the range we're looking at, services plus licensing.
Nice.
And here's, I was like, the way I have it calculated, like it's looking like it's going to be a 1.1 to 1.3 $1.6 million ROI, like in 1 to 3 years.
Great.
So I think we need to create, or at least I think we're already doing this, but we haven't formalized it. And maybe a good thing with Morgan is when we sit down, you know, the Accelerate guys talked about the t-shirt size, right? It's a good analogy. And I think when we talk, and I've been doing this, but I think from a process perspective, when we sit down with a rep on an op, we should have a shared like total cost document where we're looking at generally this is what it could be for services, this is what we're thinking for licensing, that we're not necessarily showing the customer, but both parties have an understanding of what the end number looks like in year one, and then we're working to refine that number as we go throughout the sales process.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, I think to me it's like 0.75 to 2x of the licenses is the services, somewhere in that it's a little bit below the 1-to-1 ratio to a little bit above the 2x of the license. If it's more than that, something's out of whack, right? Is it maybe it's something super complex or whatever it is? But to me, if it's super complex and there's $300,000-$500,000 in services, there shouldn't be a reason why we wouldn't be able to up the license number to get it into a similar ratio, right? And so to me, as long as we think about that in those terms, they would love it. If the value is there and the sponsor is there, yeah, bigger deals are better. But if it's not, it should be proportional. And if we can picture that in the t-shirt size model, I think everybody could buy into that.
Yeah. Well, that too, and it just like I was so surprised to hear that like they were shocked by services cost, like not knowing what the services cost was going to be, or somebody coming in.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
And
so stupid.
I mean, you heard me say the client only gives a shit about one number, and it's the end number that they're paying.
I have heard about the situation where people will go in and then on an op provided by UiPath, they will go and present without UiPath there. Because their mantra is, we cannot show you our price. And I'm like, what? Like, why not? Like, what's stopping you from, like, I wouldn't trust that. Well, I don't know what you're doing. Like, it seems ridiculous. So yeah, I think it's good. It's easy. To me, like, my thought process then is, I think, first of all, everybody loves you there. Phenomenal. Like, I think this was really, really good. Second, like, my thought process is, I think we have a fantastic opportunity to really hit it out of the park. And the short term, I'm worried about building the relationships and getting the at-bats. The long term, I'm worried about the choke point, right? So I want to make sure that I like the idea that you're thinking programmatic and standardization, all that stuff, because it will help with volume. Mm-hmm. And then more importantly, we need to think a little bit more on the metric side in terms of at which point are we creating a scenario where, let's say, a Morgan is tapped out, or you are tapped out, or I am tapped out, or whatever, so that we get ahead of it. And I think we have the people and things like that. Like, we can have the support, we can bring in Neil, we can bring in other, right? We can do stuff. But like, to me, there's a threshold of, let's continue to grow so that all of us are getting more tapped out, but also be mindful that we don't get to the point to where we can't respond. That's going to be very detrimental, right? All that work could be gone by one or two foolish things of us wanting to do just one more deal that we can't get done. So just having that.
It's just like co-ops.
Yes.
If you botch it, they all find out.
Yes, and it'll absolutely work that way. If the situations that we had this year is like there's just one or two cases where Brian Scorgay, we took a week too long to respond.
Yeah.
And luckily, I've had enough runway with Brian for him to go and say, dude, get your shit together, right?
Yeah.
To where where with everybody else, we may not have that runway for them to, and it will be more like, hey, these guys can't respond, and they're off. So.
Well, we're talking about, like, in the UiPath side, our investment, like, hey, we're building and training a team to specifically support AEs.
Absolutely, yeah.
And our goal is to have somebody aligned to each RVP and to all the AEs under that RVP that they're running deals with, that has the executive sponsor, has the SC support, has the BA support, and we're giving you the firepower of the whole company with somebody whose sole job is to support you and your deals.
And so then the second part of that is, I think we have to think about how do we make sure that the experience is the same when they work with Philip? How is the experience the same when they work with people that are not on our end?
That's going to be hard.
It's going to be hard, but I think the way I look at it is, I'm not sure we really want to dictate, but I do want to make sure that we want to get to the point where we say, listen, if it's not the same, I'm going to fucking slap your ass because.
Well, this is what I was concerned about yesterday. This was the conversation, what I was trying to express to you. I was concerned about with turning over that experience.
Yes. And so we will collectively go and have some conversations where we're going to go and say, all right, let's go and have a really in-depth conversation to make sure that what we've built isn't being. I mean, the way I would talk to Steve is I would tell him, and I think we can collectively say, like, we've built an engine that works. We think we can scale it, and the worst thing that could happen to us, given that we are linked together, is that there's a bad taste in somebody's mouth and we lose the rep. And so if you guys, if on that side of the house the experience is not as great as it is on this side, it's highly impactful for us, and we can't have that.
Yep.
So we have to figure out how we make sure that it doesn't happen that way. And whatever that takes, we have to do that. So that to me is the end. I don't know if we will spend the time and effort, but at the very least I need it to be highly, highly visible. And we probably need to work with the RVPs to go and say, if you see shit happen, I need to know about it.
Mm-hmm.
So if Philip runs a deal with somebody and shit happens, I need to know. Because we need to nip that in the bud.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like, if we're going to dedicate a team to UiPath, like, we probably need somebody running and managing that team that they're accountable to, that an RVP can go to and be like, hey.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that's triaging levels, right? Like, they have an initial point person, and then that gets escalated to you.
Yeah.
That gets escalated to Neil.
But it's, as you can see, the opportunity is ridiculous, right? And I can see, even from the partners that are out there, I feel there's quite a bit of difference. And I mean, I didn't think Protiviti is anywhere. I'm kind of surprised, even with, like, it felt like they were not even though they were there. So that was interesting to me.
Well, the thing is too, I don't know if you noticed all these partner salespeople, like, targeting and pulling these reps aside, and like, I was watching them sell.
Were they?
And like, we don't have to do that. We can just sit down and have a conversation, because we know deep down, like, that we have the capacity and we have the ability to deliver and to be great in the sales process.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Naveed is bringing us a second opportunity.
Nice.
So he's like, oh, by the way, I have a separate one from the HUC. Going to bring to you as well. I'm like, oh, fantastic. He's like, yeah, let's go build a bunch of business together. Because he was using in Toronto, what's it called? They used Greenlight a little bit in Canada, and then the other ones he was using, in my head I've got Greenlight, but that's not it. Wallsbridge? No. Ashley. And he's like, oh, I'm just going to use you guys. That's all I want to do. Perfect. So we have a great opportunity to hit that one on the park, which could, I mean, honestly, could be great. Like, it'd be fantastic for Xenar just to even be local and French and like all that stuff. So double check the box.
And the nice thing is too, like, as we're on the Wonderbot side too, like, as we're, like, I know you probably haven't spent much time with her. Stephanie's sharp as hell.
Nice.
She could easily pick up one of these.
Yeah.
She's got the chops, and she's participating now and observing all of the Xena stuff. I'll bring her in.
I mean, honestly, I don't think Wonderbots is going to do a bad job. I think in general they can do a good job. They need focus, and we just need to have, just like we do with UiPath, we need to make sure we're aligned.
Yeah, so I just don't want to. I just don't.
Not my phone.
Want to hear well, listen, I've closed bigger deals than this, and I know what I'm doing. Like, these these AEs are very, very sensitive.
Of course.
And you have to understand that, like, they're handing you a piece of their job security when they hand you something. Like,
100%.
they're handing you their baby. And you got to handle that shit with care.
The other one that I converted today, I'm drawing a fucking blank. The tall ginger guy.
Goody.
Good lie. Yeah, Brandon Good lie.
Well, he's Kentucky too.
Yeah. Yes, and I told him not only that, he's also Nashville.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, you got to meet Morgan, right? So, but yeah, we had really good conversation.
I've been working on it. It's a longer play, but I think we can get Parker.
Yeah, I think he's ready to go. I agree with you.
Well, he said I haven't found a good one yet.
No, I agree.
We were talking a little bit about sales process, and I was telling him about how we present ROI and socialized pricing early with anonymized, like, hey, this is what you should expect, all in.
Yeah.
And like we were talking about ROI analysis. He's like, can you send me all that stuff? Like, I want to take a look through it. That sounds pretty interesting.
That's
great. Got it.
The other, so for tomorrow, I know you got your whole thing cut out. Like the one thing in my mind, just you don't have to necessarily structure whatever it is, but I think be mindful of, hey, I know you're, that wherever you feel it makes sense to think about, hey, we're scaling the business based on the fact that we've had a phenomenal success growing our relationship. So I want you guys to know two things. If we're not equipped to handle it because we're choking because there's too many opportunities, which is a great problem to have, but we'll tell you but also we're doing the prep work to grow the business so that we're ready to scale with you guys. The other thing that I've told people, which is true.
Yeah, that's the same talk track I've been using.
Yes, fantastic. The other thing that I've told people, which also resonates, is I've said I'm giving people way more commission on the software that they're selling on their iPad than the services.
Yep.
And I do that because I want everybody to be very much aligned with us being prioritizing the software. I want everybody to want to sell the software first, even if there's no service behind it, because you're feeding me your business. So I need to be aligned with you feeding me your business. Like it's a very natural.
It's
thing
5 to 1.
Yeah, it's like ridiculous. So it's like why wouldn't we want to make sure that we are aligning with you? So as long as they, because I don't think they ever, like today it was reinforced that they never ask about the car. So just offering that, like, hey, we're highly incentive and highly motivated to sell a license. So but here's what I told Brendan. I think it was I was telling Brendan. So Brendan, you have a one-time shot to sell the license. I have the entire next 5 years to sell services.
Yeah.
Like, I'm okay not closing the service deal today. That's
exactly what I told Grace.
Right. So that to me is just that notion of it is just for them to understand. Like, I don't need the service deal. It's gonna get there. I don't care if it's like 3 months later, because once they get like we're in the same spot of what we want to get achieved, that's like the most friction they have with everybody. Like if I hear like the Accelerate charging $150K for like a DU thing on a 60K license deal, yeah, of course I'd be pissed.
So like at the end of the day, I tell all these reps what I care about is getting you the license sale.
Yeah.
And we'll figure out the rest later.
Yeah.
And I know like if we get called on it or asked about it, I can literally ask Cal, like, hey Cal, we had a situation last week where the services numbers actually didn't line up to what we thought they'd do when we had already gotten the verbal on the license.
We dropped.
What'd we do?
Yeah, exactly. Right, exactly. This is how we do. Well, it's great. Yeah, exactly. We want to stand by the thing.
I did that with a calculus in my head of knowing this is a great story for us.
Yeah, I agree.
We'll take the $40 an hour hit for a new customer and to demonstrate to an AE that's skeptical, or not, Cal's not skeptical on us, but Sean is, to demonstrate in the moment. I wouldn't say he's skeptical, he plays his cards close to the vest.
Yes, well, and he's still in the early dating phase, right?
Yeah.
He's still not, we haven't gone to war together 5 times and like all that stuff. So
But I immediately put my foot down without hesitation and said, if that's what you got approved for, we're not going to hold it up, we'll honor that.
I mean, you're there. You got all the things. You got all the modules and all that stuff. So, I mean, everything you're thinking about is exactly the way to do it.
And I think I'll talk about where we're at. Like, I'll use the format. I think you have to remember the context too. Is we're going last. So 6 people are going to sit there and
No, that's right.
tell them and sell them on how great they are. I want the reps talking about us.
No, I agree.
I want to come from a place of humility and honesty and say, hey, listen, like, we think we're doing a pretty good job, but we know we can be doing a lot better. And here are the investments we're making to get in line with that.
I agree. I like that. Yeah, I agree. There's no need to
Oversell.
oversell.
And like even LaFleche was like, yo, none of us really give a shit about what these partners say. Like, because at the end of the day, there's nothing I can say that is going to mean as much to you as hearing it from somebody that.
Yeah. Well, and Scorpio is like, he's laughing. He's he's literally going like, I don't get it. Like, everybody should be working with you, but selfishly, I'm okay that you're giving me more time. It's like, but honestly, like, I'm happy to tell you, to everybody, like, that's the only one you should be working with, because there's like, why? There's no reason why not to. So like, that's his position. It's like, perfect.
But I mean, I think we're there.
By the way, just even think about the time we got with them over the last few days, the network and the thing, like, it's absolutely worth our time. This
100%.
This was very, very, very.
This is the most productive.
Yeah. This is us getting 20, 50, 100 prospects. That's basically what this is, right? It's
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah, the network effect is fantastic.
And building just really great personal relationships.
Yeah. And you know what it's interesting, because I was concerned about having the other partners in the room, and I think in the end it benefited us even more, because I think as an organization, I think we stood out comparatively, and I think it kind of showed the contrast on top of that, which otherwise it wouldn't have been that quick. So I think in the end it's like a win-win.
If we get we for these new people, we've demonstrated that we're knowledgeable and that we're reasonable and that we're willing to work together. Now all we have to do is fucking demonstrate that we're knocking it out of the park when we get on a deal. Like, hey, you bring me into a deal, within 6 hours, we've got our SMEs, we've got our pre-call preps set up. I mean, Cal brought us into Blue Origin.
Oh, that's right.
And I introduced him to Steve Holt today, and Steve Holt's going to be our SME on that.
Nice.
Oh God, it did it again.
What? I did to the wrong one?
Yeah. We're going to have, I apologize, buddy, we're going to have to change the address. I'll change it in here. It took us to the wrong spot again.
Yeah, there's like 2.
Is it very close? Cause
yeah, it's less than half a mile.
all right.
Yeah, it's just.
So which way should I go?
Straight,
right.
because it's across the highway, the whatever the big highway is. Just have to cross it, right?
I'm going this way.
Where's the highway?
Well, there's 35 is that way. I think whatever is this one.
All right. I'm just going to hand you my phone. It is 0.6 miles from here.
No, just tell me which way to turn. I got you.
It's loading. It's being a pain in the ass. I apologize. Let's see. All right. I think we're going to turn around. It's 4 minutes.
Yeah, we're gonna turn around.
You can just have it until we get there.
Yeah,
But it says 4 minutes.
put a good tip on
I will.
All right.
Oh, that's the Georgia bar. Hell yeah.
Oh, really?
Go Dogs.
it. That's awesome. Oh yeah, it is. Look at this truck. This is kind of cool. I don't think I've seen this before. Yeah, I'll tell you what. Winco, Ovid, there's maybe 2 or so others that I think we're still close at least this year.
Yeah.
I think, as you can see, their velocity is not that big.
And they're huge deal, or Winco's huge.
Yes.
NCL will be
They're going to be
huge.
shockwaves throughout the whole
Yeah.
thing. Yeah,
Cal's going to close a $240,000 license deal. And then we have Blue Origin. Well, it'll be a smaller deal to start, but it's still a great logo for us.
yeah.
And it adds one to our logo sheet. And that's the thing is, like, I've told the reps, like, hey, Johnny set a goal of like 20 new logos next year, and I'm owning half or more of those. So I was like, guess what I care about? Acquisition of new logos.
Exactly.
trust me, I want to make more money on them and I want them to be bigger. But at the end of the day,
of course.
I got to fill that fucking list out.
Yeah. No, I think it's fantastic.
Don't tell me it's taking us right back.
Nah, it's not.
Okay. Oh God. Okay. Oh, I was looking at your map.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit.
I didn't notice, like, this car has the button as opposed to the lever
Yeah,
to open the door.
that's nice. I looked at these.
I drove Miguel's Tesla for a month, which was kind of nice. I rented it for him because he was in Spain, and I needed a car, so it was perfect timing.
How was he?
It was good. It was the new 3 Series.
The Model 3.
Yeah, and it was actually, it probably was really good for me to do that because I know what I want and don't want. There's actually
and it's not a Model 3, I know that.
Yeah, no, I mean, I didn't mind the 3. It definitely, it's an incredibly fast car and like all that stuff, but I definitely had a little bit of charging anxiety.
They're all fast. They're all fast.
Yeah, they're all fast. Yeah, so, and then the space was a little bit limited.
And that's like the smallest one they have. So.
Yeah, exactly. But it was nice to play around with that and just experience it and have a good idea of like how do you. I mean, to me the biggest thing was because I just got it, I didn't have a home charger, so that actually hurt a lot to experience. Once I figured out how to home charge, it was a lot easier.
It's turn right here, right?
Yep. And then it's right on the street. Thanks for being cool.
Oh well, I gotta be back. Well, I can't help it. It just runs in the veins too. Is it right here?
Yes,
Yeah.
right here.
It did this to me at midnight the other day.
Oh, yeah.
I got dropped off at that
Y'all have a good one,
sketchy
fellas.
spot. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you
You
very
too.
much. Appreciate
Yes, sir.
it.
Y'all have a good one.
How do you get out of here?
It's like yeah.
I like that. That's a good one. Yeah.
Y'all have a good one, fellas.
All right, thanks, you
too.
No problem.
Oh, hold on. I'm getting tripped up here.
Oh yeah.
Hold on. We're almost there.
You got it.
Oh, there we go.
$621.10. Fuck it, run it, fuck it. Man, those guys were talking like a motherfucker, talking business like a motherfucker. Come on, man. That's what a fucking crosswalk is for. It's a little busy right now. Just a little. Pinche Waymo, pinche policía. Oh, another pinche Waymo. Somebody was in that one, in the driver's seat. Red River. Fucking van. I don't fucking know.
What's going on, man?
Hello, sir. How you doing today?
Man, I couldn't be better.
That's good. My name's Chris and I'll be your driver. I'm recording for our safety.
Man, I'm all about safety.
Gotta be safe these days, so you never
Damn
know.
right. People suck, man.
Sure, right. People are right over here, though.
Sometimes. I tell you what, man, you just catch the wrong ride and it fucks everything up for the rest of us. Most of us are just trying to get back to our damn hotel.
And trying to get to home at the end of the day.
Yeah, man.
Some people don't understand that.
Or they just want to fuck it up. Like, just, you know, be a problem about it. And
But they haven't matured, that's why.
I tell you what, man, when you create problems, problems find you.
Oh, yeah. Sure would, sure will.
It's karma, in essence. You want to create shit for other people, shit's gonna find you.
Yeah, because you're going to bump your heads that many more times.
Yeah. Or you say something to the wrong person on the street, you're gonna regret that shit.
Yeah, you got to be careful.
I grew up in a place where you understood who you were talking to.
Yeah, just got to show respect to everybody, man. And
I mean, even if, like, I grew up in inner city Chicago.
oh, well.
Like,
Yeah.
Those guys on that corner, you just straight up don't say shit to.
Yeah.
Keep walking. Those guys on that corner, you say thanks for being here, whether or not they're fucking thugs too, and they're selling shit to dope fiends also. But like,
They're protecting their property, though.
yeah, but you thank them because then they don't rob you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that. I'm not saying it's to that extent
Yeah.
here, but like you can't.
Oh, it's
be,
not that bad over
But you
here
can't
this
be
time.
you can't be a naive asshole either.
Yeah.
You can't treat everybody like shit. And I feel like the closer you get to downtown and Rainy Street and all that, the more people just assumptively treat people like shit.
Well, most of the people are out of towners, too. So.
Yeah. I mean, I live in DFW, but I've been coming down here my whole life.
Yeah.
You just unless they give you a reason, you don't fuck with people.
Because you gonna fuck with that wrong one.
Yeah. Now that being said, I'm that wrong one if you fuck with me.
Yeah.
Like if my family's around, there's a reason I go to the gym. Like, you want to fight? No gun, no nothing. Like, you want to just go?
Ah, but you already know that's not how it is these days.
That's yeah. Like, if it's mano a mano, I'm gonna win. If you want to draw a pistol, if I'm traveling, obviously I can't help myself. But around home, man.
How the gun laws in? Oh, you say you live in Texas, right?
Yeah, man. I live 180 miles north of here.
Yeah.
But like, again, you gotta earn it with me. But the second you do, like, you're gonna fucking regret it.
Yeah, just treat everybody like they have a gun, and you don't never have a problem.
Yeah.
Never have a problem, you know.
Or just like, you know, be a fucking decent human being.
Yeah. Don't cause no problems.
Yeah. Even the guys who carry all the time and are gangbanging and whatever, like, they're not looking to get arrested. They're not looking to get fucked up. You still gotta earn it. Their fuse might be shorter than most, but you still gotta fucking earn it.
Yeah, I used to pack pistol all the time.
Yeah. I just, it seems like a lot of people are really naive to the fact that there's a world outside of them.
Yeah. So gotta keep your eyes open, your ears.
Well, that
Years old.
world finds you when you treat people like shit. That's the simple math of it. If you treat people nice and, you know, respect people for who they are, that world tends to stay, like, you're fine. That world's not going to touch you. But when you treat people like shit to their face, that world finds
Yeah,
you.
everybody ain't gonna take it, man.
You're too, it's 2024. You're too easy to find as a person.
Yeah. I reciprocate how people treat me.
Yeah. You get shit on, you shit back. That's human nature.
And I'll just avoid that person if they trying to shit on me.
You gotta take their temperature.
Yeah.
Like if retaliation gets you in trouble, you figure that math out.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't, you also figure that math out pretty quick. Like if I know that this is just some, you know, daddy-funded prick of an asshole kid that is mouthing off, I'm gonna put his dick in the dirt. But if I know this guy's connected and he's got friends that are gonna come fuck me up after I fuck him up,
Yeah, you gotta be
I'm
smart,
gonna,
yeah.
I'm gonna pause.
You gotta know when to hold them, know when to fold them.
Yeah. And again, like there was a time in my life where I liked to fight, but being a dumbass about it is the worst thing you can do. You gotta earn a fight. You go looking for one, and fuck, it'll find you.
Oh yeah.
Austin didn't used to be that way either. Like 6th Street was the only place you could find a fight, just because everybody's down there to get fucking hammered.
Yeah.
But like Rainy and
It's supposed to be for the older crowd, ain't it?
yeah, like there used to be a way to avoid it, but like it's kind of all run together at this point.
Yeah, it was a few weeks ago. I was going through that area right there. I had some passengers in the back, and some dude was jaywalking right in front of me. Like barely started right when I was fixing to pass right there, and I honked the horn, and he stuck the finger at me. So I stood on the horn.
Fuck man.
I started laughing.
Yeah.
He came and punched the window on the car. I'm like,
Oh, bro.
it's like, oh, I know his hand hurts.
Yeah. Well, or he's gonna lose to the car.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he lost to the car for sure. That's what the passenger said.
Yeah.
The car won that one.
Yeah. If he really if you wanted to go toe to toe with a fucking hunk of metal, that dude's gonna lose.
But here in Texas, you can't run up on a car, man.
No, but you got a valid case for somebody being a fucking idiot.
Yeah, but you know, when I honk the horn, everybody's gonna look. They're gonna see what he did, so they're like, oh.
I think that's the best. Is the more people that see it when you're in the right, the
Yeah.
better. Especially in Texas, people don't like. Again, unless you're like affiliated and you have to lie, people don't lie here.
Yeah.
If they see shit, they're gonna say
Oh
the
yeah,
shit.
yeah. Sure. Yeah. There's cameras everywhere too.
Yeah.
So.
The only people that lie to the police are people who are affiliated.
Or the people who got caught with their hand in the cookie jar.
Yeah, or they're the ones that are getting fucked
Yeah.
because they made a wrong choice. But like good people don't lie, especially the police.
Yeah, because if something happens to them, they want people to tell the police the truth too.
Yeah, I'm not looking for them to knock on my door more than once. I don't want them around at all.
Yeah, but they're a necessity. So.
Blessing and a curse, man. They're there when the shit hits the fan, hopefully, but they're always there when you don't want them.
Oh yeah.
But that's why you respect them too. Is like if they ever got to see you twice, they're gonna remember that time you told the truth. When your name pops up in the system and they got those case notes, you better believe they talk about who's in those case notes.
Yeah, just be a good person, man. Be able to look at yourself in the mirror and you're good.
It shouldn't be that hard of a
It
concept.
shouldn't be. Some persons, it is. They weren't raised with morals and shit.
Yeah, and I understand people who are in a hard spot, but like as a person, being in a hard spot does not give you an excuse to put somebody else in a hard spot.
Especially not if you're gonna try to harm them.
Yeah. I think that's where I have the part of that's personal responsibility. Like, you got people that have been told, a whole generation that have been told what's happening to them isn't their fault. So nothing they do is their fault.
Yeah, they don't want to accept responsibility for
Man,
their
I hire
actions.
salespeople every day for a living. And one of the first things I ask them is how would they describe their last manager? And if it's like point the finger, they fucked up on this, it's their fault that I didn't succeed.
Yeah,
That's the biggest red flag ever. Like, there could be some instances for that, but 99% of the time, personal responsibility is going to win the day.
This motherfucker flies too, and I try not to fly with y'all in the car.
Yeah, man, I tell you what, my buddy has what's it called, unbridled.
Uh-huh.
That's when you take the restrictor off of this thing.
Yeah, I got it on right now because
Yeah.
I don't want to do y'all like that.
That unbridled thing is real. We live out in the country, and he put his foot down on it. Holy shit! Runs the battery like a motherfucker.
Have a good one, sir.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you taking
Yes,
care of
sir.
me.
No problem. You got
Stay
it.
safe tonight.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you too. Yeah, I felt that unbridled on here. I had to take it off, man. Well, he knows it says unbridled on there. $445 tip. 39.12. Start a new clip.